Hello and welcome to Flipside. I'm JT. Sam's not here. We just filmed our top 10 most anticipated games. Well, our top 5 and our bottom 5. Most anticipated games of 2025. And I don't know. I just left off everything that I had kickstarted because I got a lot of Kickstarters coming in this year. And I wanted to give a good list of things that I didn't know were coming this year and try to put that together for that. But this is my top 10 games of 2025 that I kickstarted that I'm anticipating at this point. And I think at least 70% of them will show up this year. Some of these games just pop out of nowhere. So my number 10 is a game from Tactics Games, which I've never heard of, but it's called Deep Regrets. And Deep Regrets is kind of like the video game Dredge. In Dredge, you're running around in this little ship and you're catching all of these fish and you're selling them, but you're also catching these really strange creatures, kind of Cthulhu-esque, like critters and fish and things like that. And that's what you're doing in this game, Deep Regrets. You're going out deeper, you're trying to catch, the bigger, creepier monsters and dealing with all the stuff that goes along with that. I'm pretty excited about that. It looks really cool. The artwork is very cool. It's kind of got that cartoony Cthulhu, old-time Bodhi look. So I'm looking forward to Deep Regrets as my number 10. My number 9 is a game called Blood. If you guys know me, I like vampires a lot. Blood is from Ludus Magnus Studios, which makes beautiful miniature games. Black Worlds, Wars, things like that. In Blood, it's a boss battler. You guys are like, you and your compadres. It's a co-op game where you're like carnival people, carnival freaks, whatever you want to call it, during the day. And then during the night, you're chasing down and fighting these big, bad vampire creatures and all of their minions. So big, gorgeous game. They did the miniatures with the clear acrylic parts and pieces that are all red, kind of symbolize, like bloody creatures or whatever else, vampire type things. But beautiful game. Really looking forward to it. My number 8 was kind of a surprise to us last year. Looks really cool. This is from Littlest Lantern. I don't know who, as far as publishing it, I don't know if they publish anything else. But it's called Sea Beasts, A Bloody Voyage. And in this game, you're Vikings on a little tiny ship, or you're sailors on a little tiny ship, and you're traveling. And as you're traveling from point to point on these maps, you're being attacked by monsters and having to deal with those attacks. That's kind of an interesting game because I think you can play up to 6 players, but each boat only holds 2 players. So if you're going to play with 4 or 6 players, then you're literally 3 different boats, all of you trying to manage these monsters attacking your left and right side and everything else. As you're taking on water and getting slower and things like that. So you're trying to manage your speed and then fighting all of these beasts. They look really cool. There's got a bunch of miniatures of these big sea monsters attacking your ships. My number 7 is a game from Garfield Games. This is the only one that was on my most anticipated games list of 2024 that didn't make it in 2024 and is now in 2025. This is Skara Brae from Garfield Games. Skara Brae is a worker placement game, resource management game. I think any of you guys that have looked at it already, I think there are 16 different resources you have to manage in this game. And everything you do creates garbage. And I don't remember where Skara Brae is from. I think it's like Scandinavian. But basically all of the trash that they created, all the food, leftover pieces, all the bones, all the garbage, they actually used that. They would make these huge mounds, and then later, once these mounds got to a certain point, they would like dig them out and they would like live inside them and stuff like that. So you are managing your garbage and how you live and everything else while you're managing all of these 16 different resources. So I'm a sucker for Garfield games, and I'm a sucker for resource management. So this might set a new bar for everybody. My number 6 is from Awakened Realms. Unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I think as I get older, I like the bigger, grander, like campaign style things. So my number 6 is called Lands of Evershade. I'm a sucker for RPGs, and this game looks like very much, and I know a lot of places are trying to do that now, but it looks very much like a hybrid board game RPG, something that kind of runs itself for you. You make your characters, and then you go through a world. More in like a RPG type of setting. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful artwork from Awakened Realms. And we know all of their miniatures, all their parts and pieces, and the way they put things together always are top notch. So I'm really looking forward to that. I like D&D, I like RPGs, and I like our big campaign games and stuff like that. So Lands of Evershade, that one's going to be, hopefully, at least it's going to be amazing. My number 5 is another big game, and it's actually another Awakened Realms game. I didn't plan that, I just put them in order. It is called Grim Coven. And then Grim Coven is a boss battler. It's roguelike. It's almost in the Dark Souls or in the, I don't want to say Demon Souls, what I'm thinking of, Bloodborne type of setting, where you're fighting these big, nasty creatures. Interesting thing about this one is that for your character to become stronger, you can actually go insane. You can actually like metamorph into like a big creature yourself. So you have to, it appears that through the game, you're going to have to balance like your humanity and kind of teeter on the edge of that as you go. So again, it's Awakened Realms game, so it's big and beautiful, beautiful miniatures. Really looking forward to that one and hope that it doesn't make me go crazy. My number 4 is kind of the new version of Vindication from Orange Nebula, and it's called Vestige. Obviously, Vindication is done on an island, where Vestige is space-themed and space-oriented. For anybody that likes Vindication like I do, my wife and I, we really love Vindication, which is really going to an island and vindicating yourself, doing good deeds, and you know, interacting with all of the different locations that you come up. Vestige is the same thing. You're going to have a board with a bunch of flip down tiles that you're going to have to investigate, that you're going to interact with. People that you're going to interact with, different locations you're going to interact with. It's supposed to be a little quicker to put together, a little more streamlined than Vindication, and beautiful production. So Orange Nebula has kind of hit it out of the park for me for most of their games, really. So really looking forward to Vestige. I guess the only thing is once I get Vestige, I don't know if I'll keep Vindication or get rid of Vindication, or if there's room for both of them in the collection, or if one of them is really going to outshine the other one. I don't know yet. So these last 3 I had a hard time putting in order. My number 3 is from Go On Board, and this is The Witcher Path of Destiny. I already love The Witcher Old World, which is more of an adventure style, leveling up your Witcher, you know, fighting monsters, more of an adventure style, you know, character builder. You're trying to get trophies. Whereas The Witcher Path of Destiny is more of a story-based game where you're actually following the stories. And I think I've read, well, I don't want to say I've read most of the Witcher stuff. I've read quite a bit of the Witcher stuff. You're actually going back and reliving all of the different short stories, basically, that happen in the Witcher book franchise, taking your character through those scenarios and trying to accomplish them. So I like the Witcher theme. I like the thought process of this, and Go On Board has already, you know, proven themselves to me a couple of times. So I'm pretty excited about this. I really like the IP. So my number 3 is The Witcher Path of Destiny. I guess that leaves me with 2 more. If any of you know me, you already know how much I love Aliens. You already know how much I love Nemesis. And now I get to shoot back. So, Nemesis Retaliation. I love Nemesis. I love all the different creatures. I love the intensity that these games bring. Every single game of Nemesis is a new, exciting adventure. Every time you open a door, every time you do an action, something's going to come out and eat you. In Nemesis Retaliation, we get to fight back, right? We get to be the Marines. We're going in to stick it to the aliens until they decide to stick it right back to us. No. This is the first time we get big guns to fire back, kind of like Aliens 2, or not Aliens 2, but Aliens in the Alien franchise. I really love that movie. I really love the thought process. We're all probably still going to die, but I'm really excited for Nemesis Retaliation. Can't wait to see what's going to kill me next. If you guys know me at all, which you probably do, my number one is a chip theory game coming out very, very soon called The Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era. If you know me, you know that I love Too Many Bones. You know that I love chip theory games and the way that they put their stuff together. I love the poker chips. I love the map. I love the presence of all that kind of stuff. In this one, of course, more than Too Many Bones, this is more of an open world setting. I love Elder Scrolls. I've played Morrowind. I've played Oblivion, obviously Skyrim. Even a little bit of Elder Scrolls Online. I like the IP. I like the setting. They have a really good world. And now I get to take a Chip Theory Games character through that world. The way that the character creation happens in this game, you're going to take one of the races. You're going to be an Argonian. You're going to take on a couple of skill trees that you want to start with, but it sounds like you have a lot of freedom to mix and match your character. Whatever, you can be have destruction magic and heavy armor, and go out and try to live in this open world, fighting trolls and dragons and Draugr and finding fame and glory and getting, I'm really excited about this game. I love the mechanics. I love the thought process that's going behind it. I haven't played it yet. I've watched some stuff on it, and it's coming out soon, obviously. I know there's, in any chip theory games, you're going to have a lot of chips. You're going to have monster chips out on the board. You're going to have a lot of dice. And your characters, as they level up, you're going to gain more dice. All of those things with the Elder Scrolls tag on them, I'm super excited. The only problem is now I'm going to have a cubby full of Too Many Bones and a cubby full of Elder Scrolls. I am pretty excited about that. There are a lot of Kickstarter games. There are a lot of big, beautiful games that come out in crowdfunding. There's a lot that are coming out this year. And I know several of these are very big, giant games. And I tend to like those quite a bit. Especially now, it seems like I like to play those campaign games and stuff like that a little bit more. And just the ones that kind of carry on. So I'm looking forward to all of these games. Thanks for coming to the Flipside. Like I said, I'm JT. I'm here because Sam made me do it. Put down in the comments anything you have coming from in 2025 that you're excited to play from Kickstarter or otherwise. Anything that's coming out, just put it down there. And anything on this list that you want to play, come over to my house after it shows up. And I'd be happy to play it with you. So I guess that's it for today. Like, comment, and subscribe. Do all of those YouTube things. Don't spend all your money on board games. And other than that, we will see you later. Thanks again.